Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 1st of July 2023. Let's start with our session. Victor 6000, which was involved in the rescue operation of the Titan submersible, was developed in which country? So this Victor 6000 is a French robot that was involved in the rescue operation of the Titan submersible, and it is capable of diving up to 20,000 feet, means nearly 6,000 meters underwater. So the crew of the Titan submersible lost contact with its surface vessel named as the Polar Prince when, so basically 1 hour and 45 minutes after it began a dive to see the wreck. And French research vessel was carrying the Victor 6000 remotely operated vehicle. Fine. So it was involved in the rescue operation of the Titan submersible, and it has been developed by the country France. Here if we see the options, talking about the USA. So USA was in news these days because we are procuring the MQ-9 Reaper drones from this country, right? Then talking about Israel, recently Israel has tied up with IIT Madras to set up the water conservation center. Okay, so you can be asked that Israel has signed this MOU with which IIT to set up a water conservation or water technology center. So this is IIT Madras. Also Israel was in news because India and Israel have signed a memorandum of understanding for industrial research and development cooperation. Fine. Then UAE was in news because UAE was the host for a summit named as Machines Can See 2023 Summit, right? And also don't forget that UAE is the host for COP 28, right? Next question is, the green diamond which was presented by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the US President Joe Biden and First Lady was developed in which particular state? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has presented a unique gift to the US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden. Okay, and it was produced by a lab that is based in Surat in the state of Gujarat. So this lab grown 7.5 carat green diamond possesses similar chemical and optical characteristics as naturally mined diamonds from the earth. And this diamond is totally eco-friendly because resources like solar and wind power were used in its making, and it has emitted only 0.028 grams of carbon per carat, and it is certified by Geomological Lab International Geomological Institute. Fine. So this green diamond has been presented to US President Joe Biden, and it has been developed in the state of Gujarat. Fine. You can also be asked that this green diamond has been gifted to which country? Answer would be US. Now once again let's have a look on the options. First is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh was in news these days because of its guaranteed pension scheme, right? And many times we have talked about this scheme in detail. Who is the current Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh? Mr. Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. And who is the Governor? S. Abdul Nazir. So basic aim of this guaranteed pension scheme is to provide enhanced financial security and the benefits to the pensioners. Now talking about Goa. Goa is the host for the 37th National Games that is to take place in the month of October 2023. Don't forget that the mascot for this event is Moga. This is a very important question. Okay. Then talking about Telangana, a famous festival named as Bathukamma is celebrated here. Okay. Now next is, which institution released the standard IS 18267-2023 to address the plastic pollution? So this particular IS 18267 has been released by the Bureau of Indian Standards to address the plastic pollution and encourage sustainable practices. So this standard offers detailed instructions to manufacturers and consumers that would actually promote consistent quality standards throughout the nation. Fine. So it has been released by the Bureau of Indian Standard. Now apart from it, which institution has recently released a consultation paper to implement a regulatory sandbox within the realm of digital communication? This is the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Fine. And this authority has released this consultation paper on encouraging innovative technologies, services, use cases and business models through regulatory sandbox in digital communication sector. So this consultation paper explores the potential implementation of a regulatory sandbox within the realm of digital communication. Okay. So simply you can be asked that which institution has released this paper to implement a regulatory sandbox within the realm of communication. Answer would be the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Then apart from it, which institution released the State of the Climate in Europe 2022 report? So this report was released by the World Meteorological Organization and the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service. And as per the report, the proportion of weather-induced production losses in the global nuclear energy generation rose from 0.29% 5 years ago to around 0.35% in 2022. Fine. So this State of the Climate in Europe report has been released by the World Meteorological Organization. Next question is, which union ministry launched PM-Kisan mobile application with face authentication feature? So PM-Kisan mobile application with face authentication feature was launched by the Union Agriculture Minister to facilitate eKYC for the farmers under Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme. So this application allows the farmers to complete the process remotely by scanning their face without the need for OTP or fingerprint, and now it has been extended to the state government officers to help 500 farmers with this eKYC. Okay. So this application has been released by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Okay, here it should be Farmers Welfare. Okay. Now if we talk about few more important ministries, there is this Dakshata compilation which was launched by Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pension. And this Dakshata compilation was launched for the young professionals, right? What was the basic aim? To enhance the learners' functional and behavioral abilities by providing them essential knowledge, right? And what is the full form of this Dakshata acronym? So it is development of attitude, knowledge, skill for holistic transformation in administration. Fine. Then don't forget that Airbnb has signed a memorandum of understanding with Ministry of Tourism to showcase the heritage stays, and this has been done as a part of Visit India 2023 initiative. Fine. So these are the few important ministries. Next is, which state commenced the construction of the world's largest Ramayan temple? So the construction of the world's largest Ramayan temple began in Bihar's East Champaran district following rituals at the site. And this temple is expected to exceed the height of Cambodia's 12th century Angkor Wat temple complex, and it is estimated to cost 500 crore rupees. Fine. Simply you have to remember that the world's largest Ramayan temple is said to be built in the state of Bihar. Now talking about the options, Uttar Pradesh was in news these days because of its Nand Baba Milk Mission scheme. Okay. Then also Uttar Pradesh was in news because of its Family ID portal. What was the basic aim? To create a comprehensive database of the family units and to facilitate the employment opportunities. Also Uttar Pradesh was in news because of its Pharmaceutical Industry Policy 2023. So basic aim is to establish the state as a hub for the pharmaceutical products in India. Then talking about Uttarakhand, Uttarakhand was in news because of a temple named as Tungnath temple. Can you tell me why this temple was in news? Please write your answer in the comment section if you remember. Okay. And who's the current Chief Minister of Uttarakhand? Pushkar Singh Dhami. And who's the current governor? It is Gurmeet Singh. Then talking about West Bengal, don't forget that India's first northeastern Vande Bharat Express train has been flagged off from the Assam state, and it would connect Guwahati with New Jalpaiguri that lies in the state of West Bengal. Fine. Next question is, which institution has successfully carried out a test flight for cloud seeding? First of all, what is this cloud seeding? It is a weather modification technique, the aim of which is to enhance the precipitation in the clouds to increase the rainfall or suppress the hail. Okay. So IIT Kanpur has successfully carried out a test flight for cloud seeding, and the purpose of this experiment is to induce rainfall and address both the dry conditions and air pollution concerns. Okay. So IIT Kanpur has successfully carried out this test flight for cloud seeding. Then apart from it, recently UK Treasury has granted equivalence to the central counterparties that are authorized by the Reserve Bank of India, resolving a regulatory dispute and marking the first such decision post Brexit. And this decision was made based on the assessment that the RBI's regulatory framework for designated central counterparties aligns with the principles on financial market infrastructure and satisfying the outcomes required by the UK. Fine. So these are issued by the CPMI and the International Organization of Securities Commission. Fine. Simply you can be asked that which institution has released the principles on financial market infrastructure. Answer would be CPMI, the IOSCO. Fine. Next is, DRDO signed contract with which company to develop Air Independent Propulsion? So Larsen & Toubro and DRDO have signed a contract to develop 2 Air Independent Propulsion System modules for the Indian Navy's Kalvari class submarines. And these AIP modules have been developed by DRDO's Naval Material Research Laboratory in collaboration with Larsen & Toubro, which has received the transfer of technology for this indigenous AIP system. Okay, so here answer is Larsen & Toubro. Talking about Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, recently Ministry of Defence has signed a contract with HAL to procure 6 Dornier aircraft. Right? Also, GE Aerospace have signed a memorandum of understanding with HAL to provide the fighter jet engines. Fine. And recently INS Kirpan has been gifted to the country Vietnam by Indian government. And the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has inaugurated Integrated Simulator Complex for the Indian Air Force, and the name of this complex is Dhruv. Fine. The next is, BBMP Restructuring Committee is associated with which state or the union territory? So this is Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagar Palike Restructuring Committee, and it had convened recently. Basic goal is to split the BBMP into multiple corporations for the ease of administration. And this committee has been given a larger mandate to reimagine Bengaluru's governance and the administration. So this committee is associated with the state of Karnataka. Now talking about Odisha, Odisha was in news these days because of a festival named as Raja Festival. Then also here an initiative was run by the Odisha government named as AI, means Artificial Intelligence for Youth Initiative. Then Assam was in news because of a wildlife sanctuary named as Burachapori Wildlife Sanctuary. You can be asked that this wildlife sanctuary lies in which Indian state? Answer would be Assam. And also Assam was in news because it was the host for the National Conference on Land Governance in the northeastern states. Right? Next question is, which country is the host of Summit on New Global Financial Pact? So the Summit on New Global Financial Pact commenced in Paris recently, and it focused on the discussions about the reforms in the global financial system that can expedite the much needed green transformation in the global south. And this summit convened by French President Emmanuel Macron, and it started a conversation on increasing support by the rich countries for the poor developing countries so as to tackle the climate change problem. Fine. So which country is the host of this summit? Answer would be France. Now talking about few important summit and the conferences. Recently the 8th Global Pharmaceutical Quality Summit took place in Mumbai. Then which state is the host for India European Union Connectivity Conference? This is Meghalaya state. Then which state is the host for the second G20 Anti-Corruption Working Group meeting? This is Rishikesh, or you can say Uttarakhand. Right? Now the last question says, Dragon Boat Festival is a traditional festival celebrated in which particular country? So it is a traditional Chinese festival that is celebrated on the 5th day of the 5th month of a Chinese lunar calendar. Okay, and also it is known as the Double Fifth Festival. People take part in various leisure activities to spend the Dragon Boat Festival, and Chinese community in Kolkata also observes this traditional Chinese holiday which commemorates the ancient poet Hu Yuan. Okay. Also, can you tell me what is the name of the new state of matter that has been recently discovered by the physicist? So the name of this matter is Chiral-Bose liquid state. Okay. So physicists from the US and China have claimed that they have found an entirely new state of matter, and at extremely low temperatures or within the atomic realm, substances exhibit the behavior which is distinct from the familiar solid, liquid and the gaseous states typically encountered. So this question is very, very important, that what is the name of the new state of matter that has been recently discovered? Answer would be Chiral-Bose liquid state. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Sahadsana signing off.